Choti. Deepness. Met the lesson. Alright. Second to the five.
And welcome back to the Premier League of Terra Mystica, everyone. My name is Aaron, better known on Board Game Arena as webberaj, and Jekyll's back with me again this week. Welcome, Jekyll. Thanks for doing this with me, as always.
Hi.
Also, just before we started, I want to give a shout-out to these awesome shirts. Jekyll, you've got one too, right? Jekyll and I are wearing matching TMTL cart shirts tonight, which we're pretty happy about, which someone made and then shipped to us. I'm not sure if I'm going to get the username right, but it's Eridel, I believe, who's actually a fellow Canadian, who made these shirts and shipped them to Jekyll and I. So we're really stoked to have these for today's broadcast.
Yeah, thanks, Eridel.
Hey, Eridel, there you go, in chat. Awesome. Welcome to the stream. Cool. So let's jump over. The game has just about, has I think started, so we can jump over there, break down the setup, and also I was off last week, so can also try to recap last week's game and give you a bit of an update on the standings in the tournament. So here we are. We don't have any factions that have been selected yet. Matt's in first seat, picking first. But just before we jump into the setup here, and we are playing Fire and Ice factions today with Fire and Ice endgame scoring. Jekyll, do you know if landscapes are on? I guess it looks like they are. Landscapes on.
Landscapes on.
Landscapes on. Fire and Ice final scoring is on, and then of course the Fire and Ice map with just the regular factions, no Fire and Ice factions or fan factions or anything like that. Yeah, Jekyll, do you mind sort of recapping what happened last week and give us an update on the standings, just as people are picking factions?
All right, so last week I was in the car driving back from the airport, but I was listening to EJ's Whispercast.
Like an ASMR cast.
Yeah, and basically what happened was Matt the Lesser was on Cultist, and it looked all game like maybe he was not doing so well. But then I think in like round 4 or 5, like really late, he was able to connect. And that made all the difference because he basically tied in network with both Riverwalkers and Nomads as cultists, which is pretty unusual. So he did win. Halai as Yetis was in second. Don Quixote as Riverwalkers was third. And
Gotcha.
Finesse was last as Nomads.
Finesse last.
So in the standings, I think Halai, who is off this week, he is currently at the top of the leaderboard. And then MTL, Matt the Lesser, is second with 7 points, 7 Tuna right behind him. So it's pretty close in the top 3 still.
Wow, that's incredible. So who's in the last spot out of 5 right now?
It is Don Quixote. He has one. I think he has like 2 tied, possibly.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I guess tonight is the night for Finesse to redeem himself.
Mm-hmm. It's his last chance. I think this is his last game.
Oh, this is his last game. Next week's his bye. Incredible. And who's the host of tonight? Like, who picked this setup?
Unsurprisingly, it is Matt the Lesser. I know he loves this map, and he loves extra scoring and Fire and Ice factions.
This was Matt the Lesser's doing this matchup?
Pretty sure. Somebody can correct me in chat, but I thought it was Matt the Lesser.
All right. So, what are your thoughts so far on these factions that have been selected? We've got Chaos Magicians into Witches. Seems pretty reasonable.
Sorry, I take it back. I think it's Finesse's choice. So.
Oh, it was Finesse's choice. Okay.
Oh no, Chaos with Nomads.
Chaos with Nomads. Wait a second. We have sandwiched Nomads. This is like a Deep Finesse dream, isn't it? Just to have a really obnoxious color wheel.
I mean, kind of. Like this is kind of one of those matchups where witches are just loads better than everybody else, and
Yeah.
it's makes it really hard to evaluate like how much better, but like a lot, right? I mean, CM with nomads in on this map is like a nightmare. So
Yeah, there's going to be a huge point discrepancy between witches and chaos here. You assume chaos are the 40 faction here, even though nomads are sandwiched. Is that your take?
yeah, nomads are good on this map. They're probably going to open stronghold,
Oh yeah,
and that really helps.
especially
And
in a
yeah,
sandwich.
I just don't really know what CM can do in this situation.
Right. Well, it'll be interesting. Let's take a look at these past tiles real quick. It looks like so halflings just start on a spade. That seems reasonable. Nomads that open stronghold are going to want to start on worker power, right? They need a worker anyhow to get that dwelling down once they've built a stronghold, so that works for them. Witches are, I don't know. They could just take a priest to send to air. That seems fine. Some people might want to do the fancy stronghold million dwellings route on temp ship. But most likely, Chaos Magicians are getting cult coins in first seed and just hoping to get the workers action. Come
Yeah,
back to
they
them.
definitely need to take the workers action, because this is like,
Yeah.
yeah, they'll take it for sure. Sometimes witches, like when they're able to get workers, can open stronghold and get out like
Right, right.
a ridiculous number of dwellings, or of dwellings, like in addition to the stronghold. So CM will take that. Witches won't have like that explosive a start, but they're still so much better than everybody else here.
Super Zarni is pointing something out. Just I caught in chat. CM with no neighbors. Took me a second to figure out what in the heck Super was talking about. But of course, now that I look at this, where does chaos start? Right? Like most commonly, and oh my goodness, I'm just realizing I don't have hex numbers on.
I think it's gonna have to be G7.
It's gonna have to be G7.
Don't you think nomads will start? Like, there's no way they want to start D7.
Sorry, I just got hex numbers on. Right, so yeah, so D7 seems like a nightmare. I mean, it seems like a lot of leech. You probably have people on C4, C5, D8, right? But where do you go from there? So E2 is a nice spot to start as chaos, but again, you're not going to have any neighbors there. Maybe witches dig D6, but I don't see why they would. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Chaos
Mm-hmm.
really want to open stronghold or sanctuary here.
Yeah.
I don't see a path for them to get leech for the workers action, and I don't really see a neighbor for them.
Yeah. I don't really know why Deep Finesse put nomads in here.
D7, someone's saying. B1, get 3 neighbors. That's it, George. And then just open stronghold. We do have landscapes on, right? Yeah. That's the strat.
I mean, you can. Okay, is that a joke? Like
That's
the
obviously
opening
totally a
stronghold?
joke. That's totally a joke.
Well, it did run through my mind, so I don't know. There's always a time and a place for every.
There's always a time and a place. No, I mean, I think what Chaos wants to do here is start G5 and hope that witches do the stronghold million dwellings route on temp ship. Right? Because the way you would do that as witches is you would start on temp ship and you would open first action with workers, and you start on E4, C4. You just build dwellings in A6, G6, stronghold up and fly to F3 or something. Anyhow, the point is that witches might be on G6 in round 1 if witches go the temp ship route, but that's kind of wishful thinking.
Just to like help out CM.
I mean, yeah, I guess just to get a dwelling down. But you're right that it's. I mean, can Chaos attract someone like G7? Can they attract like a Nomad's H7? But again, it's almost just like taking pity on them.
Okay, here's the other thing. It is Stronghold Sanctuary distance. So like, true.
I mean, the other thing about Chaos is that if Chaos opens double Temple, so Temple round 1, get down a dwelling, Temple round 2, that's actually better economically speaking than opening Sanctuary, and there's a TP round in round 2. So like this could be they could figure out how to make that work, but there might be a path for them to like go build a temple and an extra dwelling in round 1 into a second temple. I don't know if that makes things any easier. I guess it still really doesn't.
Yeah.
Surprised nomads are just sitting there. Well, okay. Yeah. Nomads can't be that bad, though.
Okay, so CM. So like, I'm pretty sure witches want to open stronghold.
Oh, yeah.
So what's the point of them taking tempship? They're not taking tempship, are they?
Probably not. It's just it's a very like worker intensive. It's kind of a risky opening. You're really just like praying for a coins action, but it is really awesome. Yeah, to open like stronghold in a bunch of dwellings.
I mean, there's a priest right there, so I would think they're taking priest.
Yeah, they probably just take the priest and send it to air. They get a worker coming off it anyhow.
Mm-hmm. So then CM gets they get tempship if they want it. Right, so I think you start on G7 and you single dig G8 and you open temple 2 dwellings.
Yeah, I mean that seems great. The problem is was like, where's your neighbor?
I mean, don't you think nomads would start on
H7?
H7? Like,
I don't know.
I think I would start there as nomads and just get a lot of leech.
Maybe. I honestly don't know where you start as nomads here. Okay, we do finally see someone C7 Tuna 5 lock into nomads at 40 points.
It's a pretty safe bet. Like there's just it's a nothing bid because like you're going to get bid off of it before CM gets taken. Okay, well, there's a round 3 town.
Patrick, I think it was Dongahote who put in halflings.
Mm-hmm.
Some audio issues? Sorry, folks. What kind of audio issues are there? I will also say I have a bit of a head cold, so if I'm anyhow
Sniffly?
Yeah, exactly. Clearing my throat, that kind of thing. Apologies in advance.
Yeah, I mean, this track isn't even particularly good for CM. At least they can focus a lot on cults. I guess they just do a very, like, a tall game and just go culty.
I guess so. Yeah, I don't really know. So there's been a couple of points since 7 Tuna locked into nomads at 40. We've just seen Deep Finesse and Matt fight over witches for a few points.
Sorry, I'm trying to figure out this audio problem.
Okay.
Is that on?
It's on.
I bet that's Fickles we're hearing in the background. The Fickles.
Holy shit, no.
Where do halflings start? D8 and H4 is what Bexer is asking. I've got my handy pen tools. Let's take a look at this. D8, H4. D8. Yeah, possibly. I think that makes sense. There seems to be, and I'd be interested in what the rest of chat thinks about this. These are the most 3 common brown starting spots. I tend to like to come down into the south more than other people. C3 is generally your connection hex, and obviously allows you to like get access to this stuff, which can be a town. But it just doesn't give you that many places to dig directly adjacent to without any shipping. So sometimes you can feel a little bit stuck that way.
Is it through Discord? Skype.
Jekyll, what do you think? We're just talking right now about brown starting spots. You're D8 here, I assume. And then the question is, are you C3 or H4?
I would start C3. I would start C3.
Jekyll would start C3. Okay.
Yeah, you're getting leech
leech.
From witches. You know, nomads want you to come to D5, so that'll wait.
Bulky's saying that I think C3 is nice with temp ships start into double spade. That's interesting. Right, because you would dig, if you started C3 and D8, your initial spades would go on B6, and you would build a dwelling there, and then D5 you would build a dwelling there, and then you'd temple up on one of these, and then the next round you would just have a free dwelling on B7 and access to this stuff.
Is there a chance that CM starts B5? If halflings are at C3?
Yep. I don't know why I didn't think about that. Of course.
Because it's not that great.
I mean, it's not that great. No, but I mean, E2 is good here. Is it less? I guess it is. It is more problematic than G7. There's always a bit of a race to getting to E2 when you start on G7. The sort of classic thing is like, you know, double digging G6 to sort of get into the center of the map. And you're 2 ship away from E2. I guess the difference when starting north is you don't have access to all that east stuff, F7 and H7. So you're kind of just, yeah.
I always think, I mean, putting CM in the first seat, I think is very risky. Like, this is just very likely that something like this is going to happen. I mean, because even gray is an issue for CM on this map, right? Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. AJ, I like the Nomads price here as well. I think Nomads are a faction that are frequently, like, for some reason, I just feel like Nomads are one of those factions that people get good deals on. Like, I don't really know why they're, yeah, just sitting here at 40. I feel like they could come down. And I'm sure, I presumably they will. Several points against Chaos. Jekyll, how many points do you think are between Nomads and Chaos here, though?
Oh, a lot. Still a lot.
A lot? So do you disagree with the evaluation between Witches and Nomads? Because something's not adding up here. Like, that's way over bid, right?
There's no way that Nomads are, what is this, 27 points?
Yeah, I think Witches might be 20 at most, right?
No, I think even that's too much.
Even that's too much? Yeah, I mean, Nomads are a great faction. If they're opening Stronghold, like, I don't know. Sandwich isn't that bad. Well, it's bad, but I mean, they can manage.
Yeah, I mean, I think like, you know, halflings, typically the way they're played on this map, and again, ship points are in, so they will work on increasing ship a bunch and get all the browns that they can get, and like they'll take some yellows. Will they take any yellows?
Well, I think halfling. I mean, it depends on their start, right? I mean, if they try to snap up, They might end up getting onto b6, I guess is what I'm trying to say, and taking up the yellow hexes in the northeast. That could be the case. The other interesting thing, here's the other thing about brown starting d8 and c3, is that if you start on those two hexes, it means that you can't take the spade tile. Because you have no place to single spade. Now, many players, many very good players, for very good reasons, are much more willing to pass up on taking the spade tile than I will. It's almost like an OCD thing for me. If I see the spade, I have to take the spade. It's just like, it's too good, right? I've seen people take, worker power on engineers to get double dig or take temp ship. Like, I for some reason, it just drives me nuts to not take a spade. So...
Well, the spade is really good if you can... Like, for example, on base map, halflings can dig that one black and they get another brown. So in that case, that's good. But like taking single spade here doesn't get you 2 dwellings down.
No, it's true. So
if they do take, who gets double dig? Do they get it? They get it anyway. Especially if green, if witches and nomads are both building their strongholds, then who's taking double dig?
Yeah, it's true.
So then maybe half get double dig and the spade.
That's pretty amazing.
Without another, but they don't have another worker to put. To like put three dwellings down, right?
Yeah, sorry, folks. I don't really know what's going on with Jekyll's audio, to be perfectly honest. Oh, we do have a game starting, but it's coming through clear for me. I do have Jekyll on Skype today, so that's where the audio is coming in on, so I'm not sure if there's some sort of issue happening. I will try to fiddle around with a couple of things, just while people are placing their dwellings. Hey, thanks for the follow, Aradel. And once again, thanks for the shirts. Appreciate it. It's too close to a speaker or something. Is it just too loud for you guys? Is that what's going on? Is this like too loud and sort of peaking out?
Is it better now?
How's that sounding, folks? Oh, it says that no, she's a robot. Well, that's rude. Sounds very distorted, like a static robot voice. We cannot understand her at all.
But you're hearing fine?
Yeah, it's just like must be a weird Skype encoding issue. That's brutal. Do you want to just jump over to Discord? Do you want to just hang up here and jump over to Discord?
I can do that.
All right.
How about try this?
How's this now?
I don't know. Is that any better, folks? Awesome. Thanks for the follow. Corpse D 31. It is no better. It's all okay. Jekyll's gonna hang up and jump over to Discord.
I'll restart.
Sounds good. Have you tried turning it off and on again? Sorry about that, folks. We will get Jekyll back in here. You just have to excuse me while I fiddle around with some settings, probably. Once Jekyll joins the stream, I'll get her to sort of commentate a little bit just while I fiddle around and get her video back up. But yeah, let's talk about this auction, because I do agree. So we have Nomads at 36 here, and Witches at 12. So that's like a 24-point spread between the two of those factions. That seems like incredible. Yeah, that seems like a steal. Okay. So Nomads did not... Oh my goodness. Okay, so Deep Finesse started on E1. That's very surprising. Sorry, I'm just catching up to all of this. So this is like the worst case scenario for Chaos, because we don't have a C3 Halflings start for Chaos to be able to start on B5, right? And then we also don't have nomads on h7 for them to be able to get to g7. Oh my goodness. Jekyll, get in here. Say something, Jekyll. You hear?
Doesn't matter. Oh my god. Oh my god. I think Matt the Lesser's opening Stronghold.
Jekyll, your sound is crazy
Yeah.
right now. I don't know what's going on.
Oh shit! I just turned it off.
Okay, so what's going on here, folks? Matt the Lesser starting d7. This is super risky. What's his plan here? Just to pull a Danny B and do a triple dig? Wasn't that a saying that happened, an expression that happened on base map? Danny B triple digging the blue water hex as chaos. Triple dig. And it's going to be a triple dig either way, whether it's d6 or e3. Sorry about that, folks. Just chatting with Jekyll. She's still having audio issues right now, so I just thought I'd mute while I was chatting with her. Well, that's the thing, Stretch. Is it? It's a stronghold? Can't be actually a stronghold, is it? It's never a stronghold. No. It's never a stronghold. This has been a very long intro to this game. We've literally had, so it's just been 2 moves taken. That was, I think of the games we've seen so far, this has been the longest auction. And so far this round 1 is pretty intense. Deep Finesse, of course, did take Temp Ship, so I guess the question is whether we're going to see him take Double Spade now, and yes, we do. E3 isn't going anywhere. That's what I was thinking, Zykob. I mean, that is the thing, right? Like, halflings are nowhere near it. Witches don't. I mean, it's a double dig for witches, but they have lots of other stuff to dig. Right, witches didn't pay 28 points to dig that. Yeah, and I mean, it's a triple dig, but it opens up a free red, and then they can get onto G5. So it's one of those things, like, it's obviously going to be incredibly costly to dig that E5 hex, but once they do it, I mean, they're getting a ton of leech here, and when they do it, it will immediately open up 2 hexes and a third off of 1 ship. Oh, really, Stretch? I don't remember seeing that. That's amazing. Baxor is wondering if the halflings open here is trading post 5 dwellings. Yeah, interesting thought. I mean, It is the thing about being on temp ship. You always want to make the most use of it, right? And so it really means like getting onto C3 and B6 while you've got the range. Now, Deep Finesse, if he wants to open with a temple, we'll just build a dwelling on B6 and then temple up on... I mean, there's a number of spots that he has adjacency, so probably E1 or D5, I presume he would temple up. But if he wants to build on C3 as well, then he'd have to forego the temple. Rafa says another reason why you hate I4 start is that you could just single dig B5 now. Single dig B5. Yeah, I'm not sure I really follow that, Rafa. You just single dig B5 now and make a strong... Yeah, I don't get that. Oh, I see what you guys are saying. You're concerned about the stronghold itself. The Nomad stronghold in the north, sort of in a tricky location, possibly not connecting. Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, and I think at this point, AJ, especially with that C3 take, I feel like of C3 and B6, if you were going to, I think with that from Deep Finesse, I think we'll see a dwelling on B6, and then I expect we will see the Trading Post 5 dwelling opening. Yeah, I think that's what we can expect. Hopefully we'll have Jekyll on shortly. She just restarted her computer, so hopefully she'll be joining the conversation soon. Okay, so we see Matt the Lesser with the Sanctuary coming in. We see Fire 1, which is not surprising, and Earth 1. So that's pretty standard stuff. Earth 2, Air 2, Fire 1, and then Earth 1 as the first 4 favors for Chaos. So Rafa, you think the best deal here is Chaos Magicians? The best deals, Chaos Magicians are the best, and you think Nomads have the worst deal? Wow. Welcome Jekyll back. I think we have Jekyll here. Say something, and then folks, let us know if you're able to hear Jekyll. Okay.
Okay. Hi, everybody. Sorry about that. I hope this is better now.
Any better? We still don't have our video back, but is that audio any better, folks? Please, someone jam something in chat and let me know. It is better. Amazing. Okay, that's music to my ears. We still don't have Jekyll's video back. Not entirely sure what that is. So you're just staring at, you know, a lovely Skype background next to me. We're going to get back to the game and start just digging into all the amazing stuff that's happening here. Jekyll will still fiddle with her video through the stream. We'll see if we can get that back, but we want to get back to the madness that's ensued. Jekyll, you've missed
I
some stuff.
love the dwelling rush.
Full dwelling rush. So it wasn't
I
trading
love
post 5
it.
dwelling. It's just straight up six dwellings here for halflings. I think AJ pointed out it's like, it's a round 4 dig game. Halflings
Mhm.
just want worker production, and that's what they're getting out of this. We see Chaos starting on D7, just loading up on Leech, getting the workers action, opening Sanctuary, and going that route. And yeah, the opening placements were a little odd, but it kind of made sense once Deep Finesse, like for halflings, they started on, it was E1 and D4, which made a little bit of sense once we saw the Dwelling Rush sort of unfold before us. But
So Matt the Lesser, he got workers, and that's all he's done with his power. Is that right?
yeah, I believe so. I was a bit distracted, so chat, help me out here. I believe workers went to Matt, 7 Tuna got the priest, and who is it that got the coins?
It must be CM since there's no coin left on it. Did he not even take his bump?
Who?
Matt the Lesser, did he use his cult step?
It doesn't look like it, no. I believe he just passed for worker power so that he could ensure he would get double dig.
Uh-huh. Was there a risk of him not? Like
I don't know. I was fiddling around with your audio when you were jumping back on, and I saw someone say he can't use his step or something. He has to pass now. So I think there was a tempo consideration that I just sort of, yeah.
I see. And let's see. Who got the priest?
I think what worker power does, Jekyll, I think what we're going to see here is good open with double dig, a hard dig and build a dwelling, and then actually use his priest, because he'll have no, he doesn't want to send that priest to air. He's got no place to cult spade. I think he uses the priest and converts it to a worker and gets E2 down.
Yeah.
I think that's what we're going to see. And the really sad thing about that is I don't think they're getting G5. I mean, I don't know. Maybe Nomads actually want a neighbor down there, but like, it would be so nice if once Matt had put all the work into getting those hexes, if he could actually just get his G5 hex. No. Okay, never mind.
No.
Definitely not happening.
No, because he's going to get neighbor from witches on G6. So
Right.
And like if he's cutting through that bottom continent in that way, like now he with 3 ship is connected, and connection is very tenuous for nomads on Fire and Ice.
It totally is.
Yeah. I like the D4 placement. When you can cut across and get that green, that's the D3 green.
Yeah, absolutely.
So like it was very clear that he wasn't going to get that because witches are in an earlier seat than nomads.
That's
so
right.
Knowing that, I guess D4 is like it gets some leech, and it's like a connection hex.
It's a connection option, basically. It's a connection option. If you're connecting sort of through the northwest stuff versus trying to poke out through the eastern stuff, D4 is what's going to connect you. There it is, folks.
Wow.
A triple dig. A round 2 triple dig.
Like that was the plan.
That was it. Start in the middle, get a ton of leech, get an air worker.
So
unbelievable.
I guess blue, either of those hexes, blue or black, both are triple digs for Matt the
That's
Lesser.
right. That's right.
And I wonder if I think I would have done
D6?
Well, I guess then he's at least like 1 hex closer to G7. Is that like that must be
that must be
the reason for that?
Yeah, that's it.
Because like if he had dug D6, he would have gotten more leech, I think.
Would have gotten more leech. It's a hex that witches might want. D6 provides another it provides a 2-ship connection option for which, well, I guess not with the dwelling on D3. It's still going to be 3-ship either way. But D6 is sort of a nice to have for witches. They don't really need it. But when you have that, it just means that you don't need your sanctuary over there with a bridge, which actually could be valuable with this Fire and Ice scoring to be able to put your Sanctuary elsewhere. But yeah. We do see the Priest of Worker. I mean, hey, Sanctuary 2 Dwellings end of round 2 is pretty fine opening for Chaos, to be perfectly honest. That's not bad for end of round 2. Now, he has no shipping and no Priests to cults, no cult income coming in or anything like that.
Yeah, and that's a little unfortunate because he was the only one with any kind of priest income.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. So could have really taken advantage of that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But he will pass now, and I'm sure he would really like to take the dig scroll, but is there a way for him to get over to G? Like I don't think he can get to G7 next round.
Dongahote has just gotten so much leech. He just took a coins action and his power is 408. So I guess something I missed was for a minute there he was 0012. He had 12 power tokens and they were all in Bull 3.
Mm-hmm.
Unbelievable. He's just gonna build a temple here, presumably this round. I mean, other than the fact that like he's just like, what is it, 32 points worse right now than Nomads.
Mm-hmm.
But like, oh, he's just got so many resources. Yeah, this is incredible. He's on temp ship. What's the play here for Dongahote? He's going to build a temple this round?
Right.
Take Earth 1,
probably
presumably.
On D3.
Yeah. But did he already build a dwelling on G6 this round? He did, eh?
He did. I think he was nervous about the Nomads. But I think he should have risked it. If he is taking Earth 1, I think that would have been fine risk to take. Just because, like, Nomads, they need a neighbor.
They do need a neighbor. Yeah. Yeah, I think I would have risked it. I mean, I understand just securing the hex. So is he taking workers if they come back to him so he can build a temple, ship to A6, and then fly?
Yeah. Yeah.
Priest and ship to F3? Why would he ship to F3 if he could just fly there, though, I guess? Yeah, just fly to F3. I mean, the ship VP is in the game. I don't know. I guess you could fly elsewhere. Is sort of the...
Oh, wait a minute. Oh, where did Nomads use theirs? Did they stronghold that blue?
G4. Yeah. So round
okay.
round one they sandstormed H5, and then the spade was G5, and then this round the sandstorm was the G4.
What is your thinking on this?
With Nomads?
Yeah.
It looks messy. I mean, I don't know. It's messy. I don't love it.
It's interesting use of the stronghold just because all around Nomads in that spot, like the reason that's a good starting spot for them is because there's actually a bunch of like single digs or even like a sandstorm, like I5 gets them a yellow.
Yeah,
so
that's
like
yeah.
Typically that's how the Nomads stronghold is used, and that's like I think the most bang for your buck.
Totally.
And
you spade H4 and then you sandstorm G3, or you sandstorm I5, you I6 and you ship to H7 through temp ship, or you upgrade shipping. Like, yeah, like using your sandstorm to open up new hexes. And this is sort of the exact opposite of that. Like, yeah, I don't know. I don't really get it. I mean, maybe he will sandstorm some of that stuff later.
I mean, yeah, so now he can sandstorm the G3 gray to get another yellow, I5 to get another yellow. But
But that it's just hard on your
Uh,
towns, right? Because then you have like eight
Yeah.
structures in a town, and your town configurations are tricky, especially if a stranded stronghold. Like if he does that, he'd be lucky to get a second town somewhere.
Right.
That's true,
Yeah.
Nico. Nico brings in a good point. It's like there's a town round coming up. That's true. Yeah, an easy way just to get an early town is just to make a big mess of dwellings. It's like one good way to do it.
Yeah. And the thing is, like, he doesn't really have much other choice since he doesn't have any shipping yet.
Yeah.
But I wonder if, for example, he had the spade last
Mhm.
round, right? So he
Mhm.
could have spaded H4, strongholded, sandstormed H3 and gotten another yellow and like gotten out that way.
Right.
But I guess he wanted to attack CM, right? This is pretty anti-CM, right?
I think so. It was very anti-CM. Yeah, it's very anti-CM. I mean, I guess G5 is also a connection point to like H7. Like if you were planning on developing there, like it's kind of a more useful connection path. I don't know. The south is just like a little bit of a mess.
Like, let's think about, so in these 2 rounds, he had the dig scroll and 2 sandstorms. So if you just think about
Yeah.
like pretty normal standard nomad stuff, he could have started I4, single dig H4, sandstorm the 2 blacks, and then like bam, that's like across the whole
Yeah,
continent.
that's true.
It seems, yes, he wouldn't have neighbor, but he has neighbor on another spot, so he could have just put his
Yeah, you're right.
temple on D4. And in fact, I guess CM would have come down.
Is this workers from? I think this should be workers.
Yeah, I'm surprised he hasn't taken it yet.
He took a priest. I think this round he took the priest, right, and sent that first priest to Earth, and then took Earth 1 to get the 4th Earth step. That's pretty nice.
Mm-hmm.
Built out some dwellings. I think it's probably just a worker action and build another dwelling in A6.
Mm-hmm.
I don't really know what the consideration is elsewise. Like,
Yeah, I mean, it seems very straightforward. Like the next couple of rounds for witches, like he set himself up really nicely. He's got 2 digs coming, right? He'll dig like the gray in the west, and then like the gray next to the stronghold, and
totally.
yeah, it's pretty
He's passing.
nice and easy.
He's passing for worker power. Okay, so I thought the clear play there was workers A6, pass for dwellings, and end temple stronghold 7 dwellings end of round 2. You have 2 spades coming in. It's actually 8 dwellings, and you had the juice for it all. Your 2 cult spades, C1 and a flight, pass for 8 points.
What is he saving his power for?
I don't know. And then taking more power in a worker as opposed to 2 coins and 8 victory points, plus taking workers this round to get another dwelling, which immediately snowballs back next round. Yeah, I don't. Not following chat. Help. I don't get it. I'm sure George gets it. He'll write in a second and be like, dude, settle down. So it's 1 cult spade. Okay. Why? Wow. Why do we hate CM? So, yeah, it's true. Well, is that? I guess is that hate CM? I mean, it's nasty to CM. It's also just like that is Halfling's town. He's already got a trading post and a temple. Who here is competitive for this fire and ice scoring? Like,
I think
Definess doesn't.
Brown.
Do you think Definess wants to build a stronghold in round 6 and try to distance it from C3? C3 doesn't seem like a great spot.
Oh, I see.
You know,
You think
witches
his
are kind of
sanctuary will
locked
go
in,
there?
I guess, and witches go double temple at some point. But I mean, D3, E4 kind of seems like.
Yeah, that's not very far apart.
You know, and then nomads have a temple. Again, nomads are in a similar position. If they want to move their sanctuary, they're going for a second temple at some point. Like a water 1 temple before round 6. It's kind of funny scoring, right? For this matchup. Again, chaos. Are like, do they really want to build a stronghold? Like, not really. Yeah, fair enough, AJ. I mean, if there was a good spot for it. Which maybe there is. I mean, who knows where Definess will get. I mean, he might I8 or I9 could be like a round 6 stronghold or something weird at the end of the game.
Yeah, I mean, nobody has anything like looking like it's going to be much further than like C3 to I9. So he'll put his sanctuary at C3 now, which, yeah, he'll just commit that now.
Yeah, probably. A1 and I9 are both brown. Yeah, I mean, if he could get to I9 and build a stronghold there, that would be pretty dope. All right, Jekyll, whose position do you like here? $1,000 is on the table, and you have to pick one of these factions in this game state.
I think maybe halflings?
Yeah.
I'm like you said that the CM position was fine at the end of round 2,
Yeah.
but they're just so fragile here.
Yeah.
I think
It's super fragile.
I would not bet on them.
I mean, Matt the Lesser will get to G7 at the end of this round.
Mm-hmm.
I think so. He'll get. I think he gets those Eastern Reds, and he gets his Bridgetown and stuff. But after that, is he getting another red? I don't know. Probably not.
Right.
Oh, okay. So he's going. Okay, he's going for.
He's towning.
He's towning. Yeah, yeah. I wanted to mention that at the end of last round, just to see if you thought that was apt to be the case here. He did burn below 5. It must have been for that second priest. No. Dong took the priest power action, so I don't really know what that was that Matt the Lesser took. Does anyone recall in chat of what Matt took?
I mean, he's
Power
C1.
action?
It must have been coins.
He just took coins. Yeah.
So is this a 2-key town?
Presumably. And then upgrade ship twice, and then you get a cult spade at 2 ship range.
Oh, okay.
You know,
and
like
he'll put it on that
H7.
yellow. Mm-hmm.
And then like race witches to G8, right?
Yeah.
Like that'll be like a hard dig or something if you need to. Yeah, and then you've got a nape. Yeah. Yeah, I was thinking the same thing, AJ. Like I like Witch's position. I mean, I would have rather take them at the end of last round and do the line that I wanted to do, but yeah, the Witches seemed like they're in a strong spot, but they're just so many points behind, right? Like they're 33 points behind Nomads here. It's a lot of points.
Halflings are on the ship scroll. They have 0 ship. They do want 2 priests for next round, right?
Yep.
Because it would be so great for Matt the Lesser if he could get onto Ship Scroll here.
What has Defense done this round?
A bridge?
Yep. Thanks, George. Right. AJ is saying that Defense presumably wants at least a ship before the dig round. Probably. Probably. I mean, I guess he can just dig and build dwellings. But with the dwelling round coming in 5, it might be one of those... It's sort of one of those situations where you might consider declining some of those dwellings and just doing the digs. Yeah. I mean, he'll dig A9, he'll dig B8, and he'll dig B5. And he builds a dwelling on B5, and then he'll build A4. I don't know, something like that.
So he is not towning this round?
Who?
Defense?
I mean,
I guess he can't really.
I don't see how he can. What's happening? Wait a second.
What?
Wait. What?
Oh no, but the driller is completely surrounded. He can't even use the landscape.
Not really sure what to say about that. So we've seen I don't know that I've ever seen anyone build the Halfling Stronghold in round 3.
Yeah, and like in a non-stronghold round with no stronghold tile.
With no
or
big building
scroll.
tile.
Mm-hmm.
What does this do? And before a dig round, it's just like 4 workers.
Well, he'll take a town. He'll take a worker town.
Oh. So it's worth 5 points. Yeah, it's how you get the town. I actually don't really understand the driller though. Like, why not just build a dwelling?
Probably doesn't have the coins for it.
Oh, legit, he doesn't. This is wild. This is wild. I mean, I was sitting there trying to see if he could, like, town up with, like, a Fire 2 SA or something, right? Which would have been pretty ugly, but I think kind of doable with, like, a single spade or something. I don't know. Yeah, I see your point, AJ. You don't like the decision, but it might as well be the big building round. It's a 5-point structure. Fair enough. And then but, like... Yeah. Anyhow. I have the table chat disabled, but I wonder if the guys are memeing about that at all.
Gosh, that's like... I mean, yes, he's for sure going to... Okay, not for sure, but it was very likely he was going to build it this game anyway, so, like... It's fine that he built it. It's just... so expensive.
So expensive.
Not that good.
Really not good. Quite poor. Unbelievable.
I wonder if he should have put the driller, like the landscape, on B5 instead. Like Chaos aren't going to like double dig that.
I don't know. AJ, you're saying you're really unsure what town Deep Finesse wants here? Could be a ship town. Yep. Could be a coin town. And it could be a worker town. So it's not an 8-pointer, basically. It's got to be it's a ship town. It's a ship town. Yeah. 8-pointer earns a worker and a coin, does it? Yeah. I mean, he needs the ship town for digging. There we go. That was an expensive ship advance, Deep Finesse. It's really something else. Unbelievable.
So I'm guessing, like you said, he definitely needs a ship for the digging round.
I
And I'm
think so.
guessing that's because you want him to go down that east.
Yeah, maybe. I never actually thought about what it meant that he would. Well, maybe, I don't know, or maybe he like.
Because he could have just dug all around like that northeast,
Yeah,
that
Yeah.
whole area.
you're right. You could
That's a
just
lot
dig
of digs.
A8, A9, B8. There's lots of stuff you can dig.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe he digs and builds on B3 so that he can start digging down like C2, B1 stuff. C2, B2, that kind of stuff.
Okay. Yeah.
Like, but yeah, I mean,
Like, so the following round is the dwelling round. So he would probably like to just put his digs in really safe spots and then
Yes.
just save all of the dwelling buildings
That's
for
right.
that
That's right.
round.
Which normally I encourage players not to do. Like in a digging round, I generally don't like digging into decline building. It's like build the dwelling, right? But in this case, it's actually like the delta is 4 victory points, right? So if you dig in round 4 here, and then you build a dwelling, the building a dwelling was you just paid 4 victory points for that worker. Because that could have been an extra dig this round, and then that dwelling could have been built next round on the track. So if you're paying 2 victory points of work, like if it was digs into trading posts, you'd probably just dig and build a dwelling, right? You're paying 2 victory points to not dig to get a worker back. That's a fair trade. But 4 victory points for a worker, it's pretty expensive. So this is one of those sort of setups where you might build a dwelling, but probably we're going to see a lot of dig declines.
Mm-hmm.
Robot Jekyll is back. Is that what Smooth's saying? That's not what I'm looking to hear. Does anyone else hear Robot Jekyll?
Oh no.
Robot Jekyll is...
No. Okay.
All right. Hang up and call me back.
All right.
All right, sounds good. Sorry, folks. Not sure what that is. Must be an internet issue or something along those lines. I tried on Discord as well, by the way. I was going on mute earlier when she was, before she came back on the second time. Hey, thanks for the follow. EIRIK. Eric Olav something? Say hi in chat. But Discord wasn't working either, so I'm not really sure. It must be an internet issue. But these are some of the issues you run into when you're running broadcasts from your home. Jekyll is in the United States, and I'm in Canada, and we're doing our best here to both get on the same call and then broadcast all this stuff on, home internet and home computers and all that kind of stuff. So sometimes these things do happen. I used to worry about it a lot more, but I don't know. What can you do? We do quite a bit of preparation actually for these streams and try to get everything as like slick and organized as possible, but sometimes on the day these things sort of happen. So I appreciate everyone's patience in this sort of instance. We'll try to get Jekyll back on the call in a bit. But for now, you're stuck with me. All right. So we just see a ship town from Nomads, ship town from Halflings, and obviously the 2-key from Chaos. Witches were the only faction here not to build a town this round, which I think we kind of expected. B4. Rafa's wondering what the heck that dig is on B4. Right. Matt the Lesser can go to B4 now. Who dug that? Whoop. You're back.
Any better?
Robot Jekyll, I don't know. You've been sounding great to me the whole time. It's really up to chat, which is very odd, by the way. I don't know. It must be some weird encoding issue going on between Skype and...
I was following the game. I saw that Nomads had their dig scroll and they...
Yeah, so this is... was distracted just as you were leaving, but that's what happened. So Nomads used their dig scroll after... So they towned up, took a ship town, then used their dig scroll to dig B4 to red. I guess thinking that they would just, like...
End of round, dig it to yellow.
Well, I mean, they don't have another cult. They don't have a cult spade coming in, but the
Oh.
like next round, it's a dig round. They just open with a hard dig or something. I have no idea. I mean, 7-Tuna's clock ran down to -50. I assume that's just like a mistake on his end, because we immediately see Chaos upgrade to shipping, and he can take it right now. He has exactly the resources. He's gonna 3 power to work. Well, actually, he could just take a worker's action.
Wow.
He could burn a second token and just take the workers. He probably does that. Actually, MTL's in a funny position. So he can 3 worker. Witches still haven't used their stronghold action. So Matt the Lesser can 3 power to work or build a dwelling, and then pass before Witches onto the spade and a dig round, or the ship tile, I suppose. Both are pretty good for him. Or he can take the workers, but then he's a turn slower. So those are all the options.
What would you do?
I think I would probably take the spade. I'd probably prefer the spade here. Question is it worth it to 3 power to a worker to take a spade?
Oh, yeah, I have no problem with that. My question is, does he stick to his plan of G7 or does he take advantage of B4?
Oh, he totally takes B4.
Oh, okay. Okay. So now he'll end of round dig A4, and then he can use the dig scroll on that northern gray and reach another
There's all
red.
kinds of insane stuff he can do now.
Okay.
That hex is like very strong.
All right. Actually, now that's even better.
Oh, G8
choice.
is gone this round. I guess that's the thing. So, so last round we were talking about MTL getting to 2 ship and building on G7. I mean, he had the stuff for shipping, but of course he chose to temple up to get the town and all that kind of stuff, right? Which makes sense, but like that temple going taller there for Chaos to temple up in round 3 to hit that town and secure water 1 and all that kind of stuff cost him temple in G7, G8.
Yeah, so he was pretty lucky that Nomads did that.
True.
So we saw him take ship points. You know,
I don't know.
I know that's 6 points, but the dig
is too.
Actually really good because like he could hit that gray. I guess at this point witches don't even care about that. So
yeah, I don't know. I mean, I think also in this position, like your worker production is so bad right now. Like the relative value of a spade, the value of a spade is somewhat relative to also your economy, right? Like he has 2 dwellings on the board. He's a sanctuary temple, 2 dwellings. It's incredibly tall. He's not in a position to hard dig. He can't double dig anymore this game. Like, you know, spades are much more valuable to him than they are, for instance, to any of the other 3 factions, to nomads that can dig with their stronghold, or witches who have no problems, getting a good worker economy going with their stronghold, right? But like, not to mention that it's just worth 2 extra points, yeah, I'm surprised by that, but
Interesting. So witches have 2 end of round digs coming with 0 ship.
yeah.
I kind of wonder if they just hit that red. What are they doing? Oh,
But the really,
okay.
what did
Oh.
they do? Oh, they dug A7.
In the north.
Interesting. Yeah. Yeah,
And
because
they will actually have tempo. Like D Finesse hasn't upgraded his digs yet, so
right.
they're going to take that blue.
This is a wild game. Yeah, because witches took double dig at the end of last round, right?
Mm-hmm.
Just before a dig round on D2 and G8, only to use double cult spades and A7. It seems a bit odd.
Well, now I thought there's no way they're getting a 3rd town, but don't you think it's a lot more likely now?
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, that is the thing. It is just another, yeah. I've just never seen this before, but this makes a lot of sense. I mean, he has neighbors on 2 X's. That's pretty nice. With a hard dig, I feel like he wants to dig down that landscape this turn.
Are you talking about witches?
Yeah.
Yeah, build another temple.
Whoa, that was a double hard dig from our Stronghold Nomads friends. Oh gosh, this is really
ugly.
nasty stuff. Oh, tuna. Oh, that is nasty stuff.
Yeah, witches definitely thought they were safe until like next round to build those dwellings.
Yeah.
But now they can't even.
He can secure D2.
Mm-hmm.
And then C1, which I guess he just does now, and then C1 is gone. Oh, that is... Oh, this is really rough. Because he's running out of dwellings to build, right? So if he builds D2, and Nomads take C1, and then Halflings upgrade digs, Dong will have to upgrade Trading Post to get another dwelling, and then Deep Finesse can actually smash A8.
Well, like you said, he could just temple and put down his landscape.
This game is spicy, Nico. This game is very spicy.
It does seem like halflings are being like the least disrupted.
Uh-huh. Sorry, these player panels are driving me crazy. Right now the stream is watching me move these things up. I don't know how they get moved around every time I load this thing back up. Rafa, you don't like Fire and Ice. I didn't actually know that.
This map?
Yeah. Rafa
I
says,
also loathe this map.
You loathe this map, eh? It's always interesting to hear what maps people find are the most like volatile, aggressive, whatever language you want to use there, swingy, temperamental. I heard Zorus once mention that like something about fjords, and to me, I love fjords. Like I guess fjords is intense, but to me it's like a peaceful map. And then Zorus mentioned this comment once. He was like, "Oh yeah, fjords is really," and I always thought about that about Fire and Ice. And other people like hate lakes because lakes is really nasty. And I'm like, wait, I mean lakes is kind of intense, but isn't Fire and Ice the nasty one?
Lakes. Yeah, I think Fire and Ice is nasty. I think my biggest issue with Fire and Ice is the uncertainty of starting positions. I think people say that about lakes, but for me,
Nah.
Every time I'm auctioning, I'm like, I have no clue where anybody is starting on
Yeah.
this map.
To me, Fire and Ice is the most, like, is the one I can't wrap my head around enough. I can't really predict what people are going to do as much. I don't know.
Yeah.
Okay, so while we were yammering away...
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, so things have happened, and I don't know why these things were allowed to happen. So...
Why didn't yellow take...
They're yellow? I don't know.
Well, that, but also, like, Sandstorm C1.
Well, C1's a little bit safe because Dong ran out of structures.
Oh, I see.
So that makes sense why you didn't take C1 right away. I guess upgrade to trading post now. But then there's the B2 question. So Matt the Lesser got to 3 shipping and was able to snipe that. This is just unbelievable. So, like, Nomads are just being really good friends to Chaos here. They were kind of nasty early on and took that hex. And then Deep Finesse smoked a red. And then Nomads just dug a hex for MTL on B4 and then, like, allowed them to get to B1.
Oh, and I'm realizing now that Nomad's stronghold is not connected to everything else.
No.
So, like,
No,
Sanctuary stronghold points.
B4 was the possible connection hex, right? Like, they get to B4 and then they just, like, you know, build something on A8 before halflings, I don't know, get their digs advanced or something. Like, I think that was kind of the path. All right, so here's the first dig from Deep Finesse, and he does build a dwelling. I don't know how I feel about that. That's an expensive worker.
Yeah, I feel like
4 VP worker.
I wonder why he didn't take A8.
Yeah, I don't know.
He can just dig that. He didn't have to build on it. There's no way
That's
witches
right.
are going to triple dig that.
That's right.
Yeah, this is pretty brutal.
This is wild. Seven Tuna put his landscape on C1, which is also a little awkward because if C2 is the home of a future sanctuary, then he needs Fire 2. For, like, only one more town. Like, that would be it. He'd build, like, right? He has dwellings on the board. Is he short? Oh, I guess because he wanted to get his other dwelling down on D1. I don't know. He could dig B1. Whoa, Matt passed. Why didn't... Oh, MTL doesn't have enough resources to secure that hex. Okay.
Is there a chance that 7 Tuna can like... No, there's no chance. Like, if he could upgrade to 3 ship, get A4. Like, yes, CM could take it, but do they want it?
Sorry, which hex?
A4 in the north. Like, A4...
For who?
Yellow can... For Nomads.
I mean, I don't know. That seems really far away. What, like upgrade to 3 ship and then wait for one of 2 factions to not dig the yellow? I mean, you're right that if you could get on it, you could sandstorm yourself around.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean,
Mm-hmm.
like you have to invest like a lot of resources and then just like see what happens, right? Like chaos and halflings are both like like next to you on the color wheel, adjacent to that hex.
True.
Like,
True.
and then you sink 8 coins and 2 priests into something that doesn't snowball for you.
What else is he doing though?
Who? Seven Tuna?
Yeah. He's just like continuing to dig out stuff in the south.
Uh, well, I think he's probably going to take B1 this round because Matt left it open. No,
Mm-hmm.
I mean the funny thing is like power for double dig is there. Like double dig's there, he has the power for it. And does he have also the resources? Yeah, he can. Okay.
Sorry, what did he do?
Well, I was trying to figure out if he had the resources to double dig and build a dwelling, and I guess he doesn't. Because he had to convert 2 power to coins to be able to build that dwelling. So he just built on
Mm-hmm.
D1. I just sort of assumed when Matt was passing that he was losing out on B1 here. But
Yeah, I think I would have secured it just because of what you said. Like building the sanctuary for Fire 2 for one town is
pretty bad. I mean, I guess
it's
you
not.
want a sanctuary this game, and C2's a better spot than G5 for distance, but
I mean, he's not. If he doesn't connect, that's moot.
he have Stronghold. What about?
His stronghold is not going to be connected to the rest of his structures.
Yeah, right. So it doesn't matter.
Mm-hmm.
So who's in the best position here?
I think
It's
that
Chaos?
it's Brown. I think it's halflings because they have been like the least involved in like all this craziness. That's what my intuition is saying.
I mean, MTL has the point lead. Well, no, he doesn't have the point lead. He's points behind D Finesse. He has 3 reds open right now that I don't
Look
know.
safe.
Look safe, I guess. I don't know what Nomads are doing. Nomads will take B1, but he has those reds in the sort of the southwest part. Going into a dwelling round. He's got decent cults. Yeah, and then I'm just trying to figure out like like I think a stronghold on B2, a future stronghold on B2 for Chaos beats Witches with a sanctuary on D3, right? Like I think Chaos,
Mm-hmm.
unless Witches are building a 3rd temple, I think Chaos are beating Witches on the Fire and Ice endgame scoring. I think Nomads don't connect. Their stronghold doesn't connect with the rest of their network, so I think they're in 4th. And I don't really see what Deep Finesse is going to do to compete. Is he going to build a sanctuary somewhere? Like,
Yeah.
maybe he's building a sanctuary on A9. Is that Deep Finesse's plan? He's waiting for witches to come to A8 so that he can build a sanctuary on A9. I don't know.
Does that give him the biggest distance?
It doesn't. It ties him for 2nd with witches. Right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh no, no. What am I talking about? It's 8. It does.
But it does tie him with CM if
it
CM
ties him
puts
for
it
first
on.
with CM.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, what am I talking about? So him and CM, because CM's now got the B1 dwelling. So if he builds a stronghold on B1, then he's 8. He has a distance of 8. Nomads will have a distance of nothing. you can build it on A9 or even A10 for that matter. I don't know. Pay the extra 3 coins to beat Chaos.
Oh, and Defense just got coins because MTL had to build
Yeah, that's right.
first move on B1. And Defense sitting on the ship scroll.
Yep. Fully advanced digs. He goes to 2 ship. He's able to get out.
Mm-hmm. 1, 2, 3, 4. Does he have 4 dwellings?
He doesn't have
no, he
hardly any
doesn't.
dwellings. No, he needs trading posts, and he doesn't have water 1, and I don't know if any of that matters, but so Chaos is really pushing for these towns. We see F2 gone, which just took F2.
Oh, you mean witches?
Yeah, which just took F2.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, the towns are just so good for witches. They do need to push for them. But I guess like they don't want 2 bridge towns, so this northern one it has to be with the blue.
Yeah, that's right.
Mm-hmm.
Deep Finesse, a little late to saying this, but Deep Finesse getting both Earth 1 and Water 1 blocked. Who needs points from favorite tiles, though, right?
Ooh. Hmm.
I think chat's saying that that Robot U has returned. Apparently it's intermittent. Intermittent Robot Jekyll. Deep Finesse can also block F2 here. Oh, I see.
That's
Well,
done.
it was just secured.
All right. I refuse to believe that CM can actually pull this off, but are they doing okay?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not sure that okay is how I would classify it, but I mean, Matt is making the most of not a great situation. I think a couple of things have obviously broken well his way. I mean, I don't think there was a world that he ever expected to see B4 come his way, or that he'd be able to sneak over to B2 or B1. Actually, all 3 of those were kind of a surprise, right? Nomad's digging B4, and I'll just keep that open for them. Them sneaking over to B2, because Nomad just didn't build a dwelling. And then him passing, leaving B1 open, and then just getting to secure it. So that's just all wild stuff, right? So,
Yeah.
and I think he's been able to capitalize on that for sure.
Is this pretty close?
Is this close?
Yeah, like CM doesn't have another town coming. Witches have 2 towns.
Yeah, witches have 2 more towns coming. Nomads have 1, I suppose. Halflings have 1.
Mm-hmm.
Chaos has probably none.
Yep. But they have 2 cults. Can they land on a point scroll?
Rafa's saying that CM is crushing this game, that MTL is going to advance his digs, make his second and last town on G7 I8. Oh, G7 to I8, I see. So digging that southern stuff.
Really?
Zikob says you don't think he makes the town. That seems like a lot of digging. I mean, he's not made of workers here, right? I don't know. He does have the priest production, for sure. He's getting 4 priests. Does he actually have the priests in his supply for that? I don't think he's overproducing. No, he'll get all of those. Yeah.
CM is crushing. Is that right?
Are you still on Team Halflings here? It's really hard to say. I don't love Nomad's position, which is... I don't...
Yep, and I think D-Finesse is angling to win the Stronghold Sanctuary distance outright.
Yeah.
So he built an expensive TP way in the corner, which does beat, even if CM gets their stronghold on B1, like I think that distance is greater, right?
But he doesn't win network here, right? Witches are just going to win network. Witches have 3 more open greens. They're already down to 15 structures on the board. I guess they need to advance ship a bunch, but...
Mm-hmm. Oh, wow. He built an expensive TP? Is that not surprising to you? Isn't he building a sanctuary there next round?
Yeah, I would have thought. So what is that 8-pointer doing for him that's so important to get it this round? He just towned up for an 8-pointer.
Mm-hmm.
I guess the thing is he needed to build a trading post somewhere so he can fly. Right?
Yeah, I think I would have put it in his northern town.
Yeah, for sure. I guess the thing is he was out of structures. Like he didn't have a dwelling on his board. But you're absolutely right.
Right.
Had he had a dwelling, so he just built an expensive trading post in the north, right? Because he
Yeah,
needs
on
one there
A6.
anyhow. Right. Yeah, A6 and then hard dig 8 and build a dwelling there or something.
Mm-hmm.
He wants to use his flight. It's a little tricky. He's getting short on structures here, and so what he really wants to do is like hard dig A8, decline build, fly to it, but he's not going to be able to do that. So he might just have to like fly. I don't know. It'll be interesting to see how witches use their flight this round.
I mean, I think he would just fly to D9 just to make sure Deep Finesse doesn't just nick that.
Yeah, for sure.
It gets him another green.
Yep.
So who will be first to pass? Will be Nomads.
So that was single spade. This is like how is Dong going to use his stronghold ability this round? He has no more dwellings left, and he doesn't really have enough resources to build a trading post. I mean, he can like priest a coin. You know, I guess
Well,
he
if
can
he
priest
puts
bump.
priest bump on Earth
Earth.
will get him 1.5 coins.
1.5 coins, and then he priests bumps anything else. So yeah, so he priests to coin, but also gets a step out of them at the same time. Oh, he has his cult step, so he can just use his cult step, and then he can priest bump one of his priests, and then he can build a trading. But he's in for a long round.
I wonder, does Rafa still think CM is like crushing it?
Yeah, maybe.
All right, I'm gonna hang up for a sec.
Yep. Jekyll's gonna try escaping from her robot. She will be back. Once again, I'm really sorry about this, folks. This is not. I've run hundreds of streams, and I don't know that I've come across this type of audio issue in the past. I do run into audio issues from time to time, and sometimes there's laggy streams, but this one is a bit of a stumper for sure. So we'll be sure to run some technical tests and stuff like that prior to the final next week.
Yeah, this is like a very ugly game, but it's kind of typical of Fire and Ice.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a bloodbath all the time. Nobody has like there's never a game where everybody has really high scores and their game plan was perfectly executed, and I just don't think that that's possible on this map.
Yeah, what a mess of a game. So we see MTL just passing first out of the round, grabbing the spade. Guess he gets to open next round with coins.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so I'm expecting to see Dong here just using that cult step and presumably just securing. Oh, he goes for air. It's a little surprising, isn't it? Isn't that kind of surprising?
Well, he could put. Oh, he can't put any priest to call. He's like.
No, he's overproducing.
Okay. No, it's not that surprising. I think it was one or the other, right? Like cult step, cult bump on earth, priest bump on air. Either way.
Yeah, I think it's pretty much the same.
Okay. All right. So witches they can just take their time and build that last TP and fly where they need to fly.
Yeah. Which actually worked out well. It was unclear to me how the pass tiles were going to break. But witches are just going to be able to take as long of a round as they want and then just slide under the dwelling tile.
Yeah, so you see now like that TP. Oh,
Which TP?
That expensive TP. I was thinking like if he had put it on the northern town, he could just town up. But I think like the 8-point town gave him like it didn't give him power at the time, but it allowed him to do these bumps that's going to get him enough power.
Right. Presumably this flight is, I guess, to D9. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. All right. I mean, Don Quixote has definitely made a comeback here.
Okay, there's the cult bump to secure Earth, right? Yep. People are counting the number of coins that witches are going to need next round. It's like 3 ship and a sanctuary.
Right.
And they have...
And the coin towns are gone.
Coin towns are gone, so... Yeah.
But I guess one of his towns will be a ship town.
Yeah, or a power. Yeah, I guess so. Or a power town, if the priest isn't worth. Oh, there's no ship towns. The ship towns are gone and the coin towns are
Oh
gone.
my gosh. So wait, he also needs another priest.
Yeah. So we need a priest town. So one of the towns needs to be a priest. Oh, he only has one town coming in, so if he takes a priest town. 16. I guess. Oh my goodness, how does this work?
Hmm. Well, okay, he'll get power from fire too.
I mean, I think he has enough resources, right? If he just if he takes a priest town and then everything else is just 3 ship advances and a sanctuary, that's 25 resources.
Okay.
So he has the resources. He just needs
He-
he needs a priest town or a priest power action and
He
a
also
power town
needs
or something.
to first upgrade ship before he
Exactly,
towns.
exactly. So it's like upgrade ship and then it's oh, but his oh, right. So he does Sanctuary for Fire 2. That's how he gets to this third town, right? Sanctuary for Fire 2.
Mhm.
And he gets a coin back in power. What do you think Matt the Lesser's thinking about right now? Okay, just coins. I was wondering what the other option was, right? Like, what else is he using his tempo for?
Okay, so he'll upgrade digs, he'll build his stronghold, which did we say it ties him?
Uh,
Or does he just get second outright
if he builds a stronghold on B1, it's gonna
on
be
B1, which is a TP temple. Oh, not temple,
no.
TP stronghold. Okay.
Yeah, so the distance, I'm just marking it up on the screen. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It's 8 distance for chaos. For halflings, it's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. What did I say
Mhm.
chaos was? 1, 2, 3, 4,
8.
5.
You said 8.
So it's 9 for halflings, 8 for chaos.
And for witches? 5.
6.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, these distances aren't very big.
No. S- um, do you think Seven Tuna is considering the three ship? Oh, he's on ship scroll. He wants to upgrade to 3 anyway.
Yeah, I mean, if he upgrades to 3 anyhow, he beats Chaos's network, right? Especially if Chaos is building a stronghold. Um,
Oh, okay. Never mind.
yeah, so if nomads upgrade their ship, then he's getting the shipping points, the pass points, and he would get 6 network points.
Mhm.
Fire 2 for 7, 2 to 5. Zikob just pointed out that A4 was Chaos's only single dig hex. Wow. There's nowhere on the board that Chaos can build for more than... Yeah, or for less than 2 spades. Yeah, it's brutal. And that was a cult town coming in for nomads. So that's the last of the cult towns. So we finally got into witches. Presumably this is just a ship advance here.
Bless you. And this is the last town that's coming in, is that right?
Yep. Yeah, so that was a ship advance.
Mm-hmm.
So chat, who's winning this? Maybe you guys have already calced this out, I don't know.
Well, looks like MTL is going to win 3 cults.
Yeah, because he's going to be able to win air as well, which is really nice for him.
Mm-hmm.
All of which his priests are going to be tied up in ship advances, so there's really no pressure on the air cult.
Yeah, I was wondering when he bumped air with his like last priest at the end of that last round. I wondered if it was just better turning it into like a worker.
Oh. Don't underestimate Raven's blunder. I can't make sense there.
Oh.
I don't think that can make sense, does it? Unless it's between him and MTL. For those of you who are less familiar with Witch's landscape, Witches normally just score 5 extra points when founding a town, but their landscape, the Raven's Blunder, which is built here on the A5 hex, what it allows you to do is once you found a town, you can forego the additional 5 points in exchange for 3 steps of a cult of your choice. So if it's a difference between you winning or losing a cult, you're effectively foregoing 5 points for 4 points on a cult. So it only really makes sense if the person that you're beating on that cult, who would have otherwise won, is your main opponent, because then there's an 8-point delta there, basically. So it's pretty edge cases where it kind of makes sense to work, but yeah.
The only thing that I can
And
think
3
of,
power. Yeah.
well, he could. Yeah, no, you must be right. I'm guessing the 3 power is better. But if he did the Raven's Blunder on fire instead, that would get him 4 power, but it wouldn't close out a cult.
That's right. So a couple of people in chat have said that they think witches are winning here.
Is that
George
right?
Shortwell. Yeah, hesitantly, I think witches are winning, ? And Rafa responded similarly. Yeah, so there's a lot of people here that are really, seem in chat, that are really gunning for witches to pull the trigger on their Raven's Blunder.
Okay, because it's between him and Matt the Lesser. I guess Deep Finesse with no scoring favors. Yes, he has the distance. What does he have? 3rd on network? What does he have?
Deep Finesse?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I guess it's a question of, like, does Deep Finesse beat Nomads? Network here, I mean, remember that Nomads have a structure that's stranded. So
I don't think he does, because if he's going to build the sanctuary, that's like almost all his resources.
Right. Well, right, and Nomads still have some stuff left. Yeah, I mean, the thing is like, if they both connect, if they both advance shipping fully, as much as they need to connect, then they would have the same size network, I believe, right? Because Halflings have 6 structures left on their board, Nomads have 5 structures left on their board, but Nomads are down a structure because of the Stronghold. So there's an effective tie right now. And then you have to pay for Deep Finesse's Sanctuary. And 1 ship advance. And then I don't know how much is left after that. Not much.
Right. Maybe you can squeeze out a dwelling.
Maybe. I think he has 2 resources left, plus whatever he takes.
He has water too.
He can squeeze out a dwelling. Yeah. He can. He'll basically have 2 resources left, plus the power from his favorite tile, plus his water 2-step, so he can sneak out, you know, a couple of coins that way. And we do see the Raven's Blunder from Witches. That was Witches finally building a sanctuary for Fire 2, towning up, took the Priest town, and then used the Raven's Blunder to close out Air.
Interesting.
So we won't see Dong Quixote use the Witch's Ride this turn, which is always sad.
You mean because he can't build?
He doesn't have a dwelling, right? He'd need
for sure.
to back, you know, he'd need a temple and a trading post. I mean, technically he could do that, but he wouldn't have the resources for shipping.
Well, it's not really an issue because he's already winning network.
Yep. Yeah, I don't know. So do nomads and halflings tie for network? I think they do.
Okay.
No. I think what am I talking about? Nomads need all of their resources to get to 3 shipping.
Every single thing?
Well, he needs 2 ship advances, so that's like 10 resources. So he'll have a worker left.
Wait, why does he need 3 shipping anyway? He doesn't.
Oh, he doesn't need 3 shipping. He does not need 3 shipping. He needs 2 shipping.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So I guess he gets, so he can Sandstorm and get a dwelling out. But he's not getting a whole other TP dwelling after that and another dig. So he gets 1 more dwelling out. So if halflings can squeak out 1 more dwelling, then they tie on network. So I think that's what's going to happen. So witches win network, halflings and nomads tie for second in network.
Okay.
And then halflings are getting first in fire and ice scoring.
So is this just like, Deep Finesse had that really nice dwelling rush opening,
Mm-hmm.
but to miss out on Earth 1, Water 1 completely, I guess, was just too much of a setback.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know, building the stronghold. Yeah, it's true, Bulky. Like all the worst landscapes are in the game here. This is not a great example of landscapes. But we are going to see, where did the Chaos Portal? Where's the Chaos Portal going? I guess
There's only okay.
I mean, it doesn't really matter. It's not going to be connected, right? So he just throws it somewhere where it's not going to... Yeah, H9, where it's not going to get any leech.
Mm-hmm.
Can you decline the Chaos Portal? Yes, probably. I guess there'd be no point to do it, but...
Are we still thinking CM is... Oh, no. Now the consensus is witches.
Yeah, that's what chat's saying. Yeah.
Yeah, they have a point scroll.
George, you're up. Jekyll just said it.
Georgie Shorty.
Georgie Shorty.
Sometimes when I see him playing or something, I just say it with the ridiculous accent. I say like, Georgie Shorty.
Good accent. Nico still thinks DFNS can pull this one out, but he hasn't done the math. All right.
I mean, he's got some network and the distance, but his cults, 6 points.
And I think for MTL, I think it was probably a mistake this game to town up in round 3. I think he should have used his tempo to get onto G7 and secure G8. I think.
And not take the 2-key town?
Guess so. I guess that's what I'm saying. But who else? Who towned up in round 3?
Nomads.
Nomads might have taken it, eh? Halflings weren't going
Maybe.
to take it. Maybe Nomads takes it. Witches didn't town up.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe they get lucky and they just town up in the next round. I don't know. I just feel like some stuff broke Matt's way this game, but it just wasn't enough. And what looks really ugly is like just seeing Witches beat him to G9 seems wrong here, or to G8 just seems like wrong here. Like that's so many digs, right? For Witches to get down there, a spade at a time.
Mm-hmm.
It's also just really strong for Witches to not have to worry about a bridge and all that kind of stuff. Like that's a sweet town for Witches just to get that whole, yeah, that sort of hook-shaped town.
Right. I mean, it's not like Witches didn't have disruption. Like, you know, what Nomads did to them in the West was quite a setback.
Yes, that's true. That's true. Yep, that's right. So they had to pay dearly for that, you know, a town and a double dig, only to later build a sanctuary. Like that's pretty rough. Here comes the sanctuary for Deep Finesse. What is he taking here? Is this like, yeah, a copy of Air 1? All right, so that's a 2-point favor. You'd think a 3-step would just be better for him, but I guess not.
Yeah, Chaos just has too many resources still left.
Right, Air 3 isn't, you know, necessarily going to hold.
So can he still afford this? It looks like he can. Deep Finesse can afford another ship and another dwelling. Right?
Yeah, he has 8 resources and he needs 8. 5 for a ship. Why do Witches prioritize G6 on this map? I don't think Witches really do, usually. To be honest, I think G6 is nice just because it's like, it's not uncommon to see Witches build there off of temp ship. Like, oftentimes on this map, you see Witches start C4 and E4, and so there's 2 greens that are just available to you at one ship. So oftentimes you just see them jump on shipping and then just build them. It's just a green that you can get. And because there's 2 of them, like oftentimes that's around. Like you're passing on to temp ship, or you're upgrading shipping, or you're doing something and getting out A6 and G6 the same round just to get a couple dwellings down. Yeah, to build your worker economy.
Yeah, I think as far as hexes that they absolutely need, it's really just that F3.
It's getting over. It's F3, and F3 is the connection hex to D3. You really want to get over to D3 to develop over there, but it's, you know, you need F3 in order to connect that town. So those are really the priorities, F3, D3. Yeah.
Yeah, it's if they had dug that D6, if they had gotten D6 before halflings, which, you know, there was a lot of time for that, they could have connected on 2 ship. Because they double dug that red F2.
Yep.
Cool.
And there's the dwelling.
Yeah,
16 network for
look
Witches.
at how many browns are still open
I know.
and reachable.
Yeah. A4, A1, I8, I9.
It would have just been so much better for
Yeah.
halflings if it had been like just distance of not the big buildings, but just regular old distance.
Yeah, totally. So we see that was a pass from witches.
What did MTL dig? Oh no, did halflings dig F6?
F6.
Yeah, it's dug to red. It must have just been halflings that did that.
Didn't actually catch that. What happened here? I don't actually know. This game was a hard one to keep on top of. This has been a wild one. I honestly have no idea who's winning this. Probably Chad has already beat me to the math and figured all this stuff out. I'm just letting the points roll in at this point. A few more cult points, and then we'll see the end game scoring coming in. Okay, so now it should be
Oh.
network scoring first. Do you see a tie from Nomads and Halflings for second in network? And then we'll see, should see 18 here for Deep Finesse. Oh my goodness.
Wow.
So Deep Finesse. I mean, I know Deep Finesse did not win this game, but I gotta say, no Earth 1, no Water 1, round 3 Stronghold Halflings.
Round 3 Stronghold.
Round 3 Stronghold, almost beating No Color Neighbor Witches on Fire and Ice. That was quite the game. What an incredible game played by everyone. That was incredibly enjoyable. And Matt the Lesser, pretty close as well at the end of the day. Seven Tuna was a little out of it there, but from first to third, pretty close point margin there. I am just going to message the guys here and see if we can get Dongahote on Discord to do a bit of a post game. Just hold on a second, folks.
Dang, I mean, witches were down at like 8-9 points. I want to say even in like round 3.
Say that again?
Do you remember like weren't witches down around like single-digit points even in like round 3? I think that's what I remember. That is quite the comeback.
Yeah, it was pretty low. Does anyone remember that? Rafa, no premium account from Weber. Sorry about this. No, I have a premium account, but the problem is I have like 350 million friends on BGA, and so you were just getting constant notifications of like, Rafa's online, George Shortwell's online, now you're offline, now you're online, going. So I just decided to log into a separate account, but now you're not getting the table stats. That's really annoying. I'll fix that for the next one. Just waiting on Dongahote to get in here, and Jekyll, would you mind messaging him at the table?
Sure.
I just messaged him on Discord. I want to talk to him about this Witches game. This is incredible. The friend notifications annoy you? Weird. It's not the notifications. It's just the at the in the top left of the corner when you're looking at just sort of the game log, as opposed to it just showing what actions players have taken. It shows you every bloody person that's on your friends list that's logged on or logged off, and it just goes on and on and on. I'm just going to toggle back over to the game board because people are talking about hexes here. George is saying it would have gone for A4 instead of I4 for the third starting dwelling. Interesting.
I actually do really like the A4 start for Nomads. I know it's not it's not the most glamorous because there's not a lot immediately around it, but you can basically just like town in this in kind of in the spots that you started at.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think when it comes, like, if you're opening Stronghold with nomads, like, one key thing for me is, like, how quickly are you going to be able to sandstorm a hex that opens up a free yellow? And some maps are better than others for that, right? But it's sort of the same thing you want to do with, like, giants, right? Like, that's sort of the one of the main metrics for giants is you want to, like, strategically use those digs to always try to open up a new red if you can, or do sort of like 2 digs for a free one, something like that. So, I mean, I love the D4 to D1 stretch on this map if you can get it, but the other reason I do like the south is because there's just 2 different paths you can go that connect you to another open yellow and water.
One thing I know this is not popular, but Pickles actually likes to talk about starting on C5 and B6, like across from each other, just because like that northern stretch is also so good for yellow.
It's true, and if you don't have tempo on it, you're absolutely right. Just protecting that.
But I've always kind of gone when he brings that up. No, that's crazy. But
Right. Did Dongahote write back at the table to jump?
yeah, I told him to get it on your channel, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm just gonna jump over there. Jekyll, why don't you jump into the game room channel over there, and we'll do an interview with him.
Sure. Oh yeah, he's in there.
Yeah.
Yep.
Cool. Sorry, folks. Jekyll, you're back.
I'm back. But Don Quixote's left.
It's Robot Jekyll, though. Hey, Dongahote, how's it going?
Hello, everything fine. How are you?
I'm getting some audio issues from you here. My goodness, the amount of technical issues I've had today are just brutal. Just hold on a second.
You mean my name or?
Yeah, it's just
yeah.
there's audio issues
Only
on my end. It's sounding incredibly scattered for you. Do you want to try jumping out and jumping back in again, and we'll see if that fixes it. And then if not, I'll just have to wrap up the stream. But why didn't you try jumping out and jumping back in?
Okay, sure.
Sorry about that, folks. I'm not entirely sure what's going on. There must be some issue going on with my audio encoding. I'm just going to have Dongahote just jump out of the voice channel I have him on and jump him back in and see if that fixes matters at all. Hey, are you back?
Yeah, it's better now.
No. Sorry, Dongahote. It looks like it's not going to be working for today. Really apologize for that. I'll try to figure out what's going on with my audio settings, but we'll have to just postpone the interview perhaps for a later time. I'd love to chat with you a bit about this game, but maybe we could find a time to have a quick conversation, just do a little video stream about that. I just want to break down the game with you, but the audio is just not working right now. So I'll wrap it up by just saying congratulations on an incredible game. It was quite spectacular to watch you put this Witches game together. We were seeing you in single-digit points. I can't remember how late into the game it was. It was certainly round 2, if not possibly going into round 3, where we were still seeing such a low, so few points from you. And yeah, just to see you catch up towards the end there was really incredible. So congratulations on an amazing game, and good luck in the final next week. And I'll just wrap things up as well to the viewers. Thanks everyone for tuning in here. Sorry that today was a little bit just dealing with back-to-back technical issues on top of the fact that I'm struggling with a terrible head cold and probably sound like a dinosaur, but it was a great crowd on. We had nearly 50 viewers at the same time at one point today, so thanks everyone for coming out and supporting the stream. If you haven't already, please follow the channel and get a notification next time I go live. And hopefully we can see you next week, same time, for Game 5 for the finals. Thanks so much, everyone. Have a great night.